The rumor exploded so fast that even longtime ARMY couldn't believe what they were reading. HYBE asked Jimin to cut his hair before the American Music Awards. And within minutes, the internet turned into absolute chaos. Fans panicked. Group chats exploded. Hashtags started climbing worldwide. Because this wasn't just about hair anymore. This was about that hair. The long flowing hair that had completely hypnotized fans during recent appearances in America. The same look that made people nickname Jimin Cowboy Rapunzel. The same hair that turned entire stadiums into screaming emotional disasters during the latest BTS performances. And now suddenly? Rumors claimed HYBE wanted it gone before the American Music Awards. Fans immediately started asking the same terrifying question. Wait. Is it actually true? Because if there's one thing ARMY has learned over the years, it's this. The smallest change involving Jimin somehow becomes global news overnight. Especially when emotions are already running high. And right now? The atmosphere surrounding BTS in America feels explosive. Las Vegas is already overflowing with anticipation. Billboards glowing. Fans flooding airports. Rumors spreading non-stop about secret rehearsals, surprise stages, and one potentially legendary AMA appearance that could shake the internet to its core. But in the middle of all that excitement, one rumor suddenly overshadowed everything else. Jimin's hair. And honestly, the reaction became so emotional because fans knew exactly what that look represented. It wasn't simply a hairstyle. It became an era. A mood. A feeling. The long hair transformed Jimin's entire aura recently. Soft but powerful. Elegant but dangerous. Almost unreal under stage lights. Every performance suddenly felt cinematic. Every glance looked dramatic. Every movement became mesmerizing. And fans completely fell apart because of it. Especially during the recent America tour moments. From Stanford to Tampa to Las Vegas. The long-haired Jimin era became iconic frighteningly fast. People couldn't stop talking about it. Edits flooded social media daily. Fans compared him to movie characters, fantasy princes, rock stars, even mythical figures. And somehow, none of those comparisons felt exaggerated. Because once Jimin stepped onto a stage with that flowing hair, you couldn't look away. That's why the rumor hit so hard. ARMY felt emotionally attached to this version of him already. And suddenly the possibility of it disappearing before the AMAs created panic instantly. But here's where things became even more intense. The rumors didn't appear randomly. They started spreading shortly after alleged backstage insiders hinted that HYBE wanted a cleaner and sharper visual concept for the upcoming American performances. At first, fans ignored it. Then more posts appeared. Then discussion accounts picked it up. Then suddenly everyone was analyzing recent airport footage frame by frame trying to see if Jimin's hair looked shorter already. Yes. It became that serious. And honestly, watching the fandom spiral emotionally in real time was almost unbelievable. Some fans begged him not to cut it. Others insisted short-haired Jimin is legendary too. Meanwhile, countless people simply sat there stressed wondering if the rumors were even real in the first place. Because deep down, nobody actually knew. And that uncertainty made everything worse. Especially because anticipation for the AMAs is already dangerously high. This isn't just another appearance. This feels bigger. Much bigger. The energy surrounding BTS right now feels similar to the beginning of one of their iconic eras. You can feel it building. And Jimin somehow sits at the center of all that attention again. Which honestly makes sense. Because lately, America has completely fallen for him. Everywhere BTS goes, Jimin trends instantly. Fans scream louder during his moments. casual viewers become obsessed after seeing him perform once. Even locals unfamiliar with K-pop stop to stare when his visuals appear on giant screens. And Las Vegas only intensified that phenomenon. Especially after his massive billboard appearance shocked tourists and ARMY alike. People genuinely couldn't process how unreal he looked against the neon lights of Vegas. Which is why fans became extra protective once haircut rumors started spreading. Because many felt this current image of Jimin is something special. Something rare. Something unforgettable. And honestly, maybe they're right. But then something fascinating started happening online. Instead of simply arguing about the haircut, fans began reflecting emotionally on why Jimin's appearance impacts people so deeply in the first place. And the answers became surprisingly personal. It's not just that he's beautiful. Lots of celebrities are beautiful. Jimin feels different because his appearance carries emotion. Vulnerability. Warmth. Softness. Even confidence somehow feels emotional when it comes from him. That's why one smile can send stadiums into chaos. Why one glance becomes viral instantly. Why even a hairstyle suddenly feels meaningful to millions of people. Because fans don't simply admire how he looks. They connect emotionally to the feeling he creates. And that's incredibly powerful. Meanwhile, rumors about the AMAs kept intensifying. Some insiders claimed BTS rehearsals were already underway in Las Vegas. Others hinted at a performance scale bigger than anything fans expect. Then suddenly another rumor appeared. What if the haircut is part of a completely new concept reveal? That theory changed everything again. Because now fans weren't only scared. They were curious. Could HYBE actually be preparing something shocking? A transformation? A new image? A stage concept designed specifically to stun American audiences?
The possibility sent the internet into another emotional spiral. Because honestly, nobody reinvents himself visually quite like Jimin. Every era feels distinct. Every styling choice somehow becomes iconic. And every transformation changes the emotional atmosphere around him completely. That's why fans couldn't stop discussing it. They weren't only talking about hair anymore. They were talking about identity, energy, presence, the feeling each version of Jimin creates. And perhaps that's why this entire rumor became so emotionally addictive. Because no matter what happens, people care deeply. At one point, videos from Las Vegas started going viral showing fans debating the haircut rumor while gathered outside hotels and event venues. Some laughed nervously. Others sounded genuinely emotional. One fan dramatically shouted, "If he cuts it, I'll never recover." And honestly, half the internet agreed. But then something unexpected shifted the conversation entirely. Old clips of Jimin started resurfacing online. Different hairstyles, different eras, different performances. And suddenly fans remembered something important. Every single time people doubt a Jimin transformation, he somehow comes back even more powerful. Short hair, iconic. Blonde hair, legendary. Black hair, dangerous. Long hair, unforgettable. Somehow every version becomes beloved eventually. Because at the end of the day, it's still Jimin. And maybe that realization calmed people slightly. At least temporarily. But the emotional tension returned instantly once fresh airport footage surfaced from Las Vegas. Fans zoomed aggressively into every frame searching for clues. Was the hair shorter? Pinned differently? Styled tighter? The analysis became almost detective-level insanity. And meanwhile, Jimin himself remained completely calm. That's the funniest part. While the internet emotionally combusted around him, Jimin continued smiling softly at fans, bowing politely, and walking through airports like none of this chaos existed. But honestly, That calmness somehow made him even more powerful. Because whether his hair stays long or disappears tomorrow, he already knows something fans are still trying to process. His impact goes far beyond appearance alone. And perhaps that's the real reason people love him so deeply. Not because of one hairstyle, not because of one visual era, but because every version of Jimin still feels emotionally genuine somehow. That authenticity reaches people, especially during performances. And that's why anticipation for the AMAs now feels almost unbearable. Because if Jimin already has this level of influence before stepping onto the stage, what happens once the cameras actually turn on? What happens if he walks out with the long hair untouched? Or even crazier, what happens if he debuts an entirely new look nobody expected? Either way, the internet probably won't survive. And deep down, fans already know it. That's why emotions feel so intense right now. Everyone senses something big approaching. The billboard in Las Vegas, the airport chaos, the non-stop rumors, the AMA anticipation. It all feels connected somehow, like the world is quietly preparing for another unforgettable Jimin moment. And honestly, history suggests that's exactly what might happen. Because every time people think they understand his impact, he somehow surprises everyone again. Bigger, stronger, more unforgettable than before. So maybe the real question isn't whether Jimin will cut his hair. Maybe the real question is this. Are people emotionally prepared for whatever version of Jimin walks onto that AMA stage? Because whether his hair is long, short, blonde, black, soft, sharp, elegant, or completely transformed, one thing feels absolutely certain. The world will be watching him very closely. And somehow, he'll probably leave everyone speechless again. So tell me honestly, do you want Jimin to keep the long hair for the AMAs, or are you excited to see a completely new transformation? And if this whole rumor roller coaster stressed you out too, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more unforgettable BTS and Jimin moments as AMA week gets closer and closer.